My friends, if you're over 60, listen very closely because this message could change the way you age, the way you move, and the way you feel every single day. As we get older, one of the biggest challenges we face is muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia. You see, after the age of 30, our muscles start declining little by little every single year. And by the time you hit 60, if you're not careful, you can lose up to 40% of your muscle mass. That's dangerous. It affects your balance, your independence, your energy, and even your longevity. But here's the good news. There is a natural way to rebuild and protect your muscle tissue, and it all comes down to one powerful mineral that most people are deficient in. My friends, let me share something very important with you, something that affects every single one of us as we age, whether we like it or not. Once we hit the age of 30, the clock begins ticking in a very specific way inside our bodies. Slowly, quietly, without you even noticing it, your muscles begin to shrink. It's a process known as sarcopenia. And by the time you've crossed into your 60s, if you haven't been paying attention, you may have already lost a significant amount of the muscle that once gave you strength, balance, and energy. Now, why is this so important? Because muscle isn't just about looking strong or being able to carry heavy things. Muscle is about life itself. Your muscles are what keep you standing tall. They are what allow you to walk, climb stairs, lift your grandchildren, and get up out of a chair without struggling. They are what protect your joints, support your bones, and even regulate your metabolism. So when you start losing muscle, you are not just losing strength, you are losing independence, confidence, and in many ways a piece of your future. Think about this for a moment. Most people don't realize that after 60, the average person can lose as much as 1 to 2% of their muscle mass every year. That doesn't sound like much, but imagine that happening year after year, decade after decade. By the time you reach 70, 80 or beyond, the difference can be life-changing. Suddenly the body that once carried you with ease begins to feel heavy. Walking feels harder, stairs feel steeper, and even carrying a bag of groceries feels like a challenge. This is not weakness of spirit, this is the reality of sarcopenia. But here's what I want you to know, and this is very important. Muscle loss is not just a part of aging that you have to accept. Yes, it happens naturally, but no, it is not unavoidable. You see, the body is a remarkable machine. Even in your 60s, 70s, and 80s, your muscles are still alive, still capable, still ready to respond if you give them the right signals. The problem is that most people do the opposite. They stop moving, they eat the wrong foods, and they live in ways that accelerate muscle breakdown rather than rebuilding it. Sarcopenia doesn't just make you weaker, it makes you vulnerable. When muscles shrink, your balance suffers and your risk of falling increases dramatically. And for seniors, a simple fall can be devastating. It can mean a broken hip, a long hospital stay, or even the loss of independence altogether. I've seen it too many times, and it breaks my heart because so much of this can be prevented. And here's another thing many people don't realize: muscle is directly tied to your metabolism. The more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns, even at rest. That's why many people after 60 complain that they gain weight more easily than they used to, even though they're eating the same way. It's not that their body suddenly betrayed them, it's that their muscle mass has declined, their metabolism has slowed, and now the body stores more fat instead of burning it. This is another hidden cost of sarcopenia. Now, I don't want you to think this is all bad news. In fact, I want you to see this as a wake-up call, because here is the truth. You can fight sarcopenia. You can slow it down. You can even reverse it. And it doesn't matter if you are 60, 70, or 80 years old. Your muscles are still listening. They are waiting for you to give them the attention they need. And when you do, you will be amazed at how quickly your body responds. Even simple changes like getting up and walking daily, adding some light resistance exercises, and focusing on key nutrients like protein and magnesium can make a world of difference. Within weeks, you can start to feel stronger, more stable, and more energetic. The stiffness begins to ease, the fatigue begins to lift, and suddenly you feel a new sense of confidence in your body. I have met countless people in their 70s and 80s who have rebuilt their strength, who have taken control of their health, and who are living fuller, more vibrant lives because they refuse to let sarcopenia win. And if they can do it, so can you. Remember this, aging is not about getting weaker, it is about getting wiser. And with that wisdom comes the responsibility to care for your body in ways you might not have thought about when you were younger. Your muscles need you now more than ever. They need movement, they need nourishment, and they need consistency. So the next time you feel tired, or the next time you think, well, I'm just getting old, I want you to remember what I've told you today. Sarcopenia is real, yes. Muscle loss is common, yes. But it is not the end of the story. You still have power, you still have choices, and your body, no matter your age, is still capable of healing, rebuilding, and becoming strong again. Stay committed, my friends. Protect your muscles because they are the foundation of your independence, your mobility, and your vitality. And remember, it's never too late to start. Stay strong, stay positive, and may good health always be with you. My friends, I want to share with you something that is so overlooked, yet so critical for your health and your strength, especially after the age of 60. There's one mineral that I call the silent powerhouse because it quietly supports almost every process in your body, and yet most people don't even realize how important it is or that they are running low on it. That mineral is magnesium. Now when I say magnesium, most people think it's just another nutrient you hear about on the back of a vitamin bottle. But magnesium is not just another nutrient. It is involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions in your body. 300, that means every second of every day your body is relying on magnesium to keep your heart beating, your nerves firing, your muscles contracting, and your cells producing energy. Without magnesium, the machine of your body simply cannot function the way it was designed to. Let's talk about the muscles, because this is where magnesium becomes so vital, especially as we get older. Every time your muscles contract and relax, magnesium is there behind the scenes. Think about when you walk, when you climb stairs, when you lift your arm, even when you simply breathe in and out, that's your muscles working. Calcium enters the muscle cells and triggers contraction, but magnesium is the one that allows them to relax again. Without magnesium, those muscles become stiff, they cramp, and they fatigue quickly. That's why so many people experience painful leg cramps at night, restless legs, or tightness in the back and shoulders. In most cases, it's not just age, it's a lack of magnesium. But magnesium goes even deeper than that. It also supports protein synthesis, the process your body uses to build and repair muscle tissue. Remember, after 60, the body naturally loses muscle mass, and that's what we call sarcopenia. But with enough magnesium, your body has the raw materials and the cellular energy it needs to rebuild that lost muscle. Without it, the decline happens faster. With it, you can slow that decline, and in many cases, you can even rebuild the strength you thought was gone for good. Magnesium also plays a key role in the mitochondria, those little power plants inside your cells. The mitochondria are responsible for producing ATP, the energy currency of your body. But here's the secret, ATP doesn't work by itself. It must bind with magnesium to become biologically active. In other words, without magnesium, even your energy molecules can't do their job. That's why people who are deficient in magnesium often feel tired, weak, and sluggish. Their bodies are literally struggling to produce usable energy. And let me tell you something shocking. Studies show that most people, especially older adults, are deficient in magnesium. Why? Because our soils have become depleted. Our diets are filled with processed foods. And many medications, even common ones like diuretics and antacids, actually drain magnesium from the body. Add to that the fact that absorption decreases with age, and you have a perfect storm for deficiency. Think about it this way. If your car engine needs oil to run, but you never give it enough oil, what happens? The engine wears out faster, it overheats, and eventually it breaks down. That's exactly what happens inside your body without enough magnesium. The difference is that your body doesn't break down overnight. It happens slowly, quietly, until one day you realize you've lost your strength, your balance, your energy, and you wonder why. But here's the good news. You can replenish magnesium naturally. Foods like spinach, pumpkin seeds, almonds, black beans, avocados, and yes, even dark chocolate are wonderful sources. These foods don't just fill your stomach, they fuel your cells. They restore the magnesium that your muscles, your nerves, and your heart desperately need. And when you start including these foods in your daily routine, you will feel the difference. Your muscles recover faster, your sleep improves, your stress levels come down, and you feel calmer, stronger, and more in control of your body. Some people choose supplements, and that's an option too, but I always say start with food first. Nature has provided us with everything we need. When you get magnesium from whole foods, you also get fiber, antioxidants, and other minerals that work hand in hand to keep your body thriving. That's how the body was designed to function, through the synergy of natural nutrients. I want you to understand this very clearly. If you are over 60, magnesium is not optional. It is not something you can afford to ignore. It is essential. Without it, your muscles cannot work properly, your energy cannot be produced efficiently, and your body cannot rebuild itself the way it's meant to. With it, you give your body the gift of strength, balance, and vitality. Imagine this, you wake up in the morning and instead of stiffness and fatigue, you feel light, energized, and ready to move. You go for a walk and your legs feel strong under you. You bend down to pick something up and your back doesn't scream at you. You sleep at night without cramping, without tossing and turning. That's not just wishful thinking. That's the power of giving your body the magnesium it's craving. You see, your body is always talking to you. The cramps, the fatigue, the tension, the restless sleep, these are not random signs of aging. They are your body's way of crying out, I need more magnesium. And when you listen, when you respond by nourishing yourself with the right foods, your body thanks you in the most beautiful way. It begins to heal, it begins to rebuild, and it begins to thrive again. So I say this with all my heart. If you are over 60, start paying attention to magnesium. Make it a priority. Add those magnesium-rich foods into your daily diet. Support your muscles, support your energy, support your life. Because when you take care of this one mineral, you take care of your whole body. Stay strong, stay positive, and may good health always be with you. My friends, let me share something with you that is often hidden in plain sight. One of the most common and dangerous deficiencies in people over 60 is magnesium deficiency. And the problem is that most seniors don't even know they are running low on it. It doesn't always show up on routine blood tests, and it doesn't always announce itself loudly. Instead, it shows up quietly, as stiffness in your legs, as fatigue in the afternoon, as restless nights, as muscle cramps, or even as anxiety that you can't quite explain. The truth is, magnesium deficiency is widespread, and it is silently draining the strength, the vitality, and the independence of millions of people. Now you may ask, why is this deficiency so common, especially in older adults? There are several reasons, and understanding them is the first step toward turning this around. First, our modern food supply has changed. Years ago, our soils were rich in minerals. Vegetables, grains, and legumes were full of natural magnesium because the earth provided it abundantly. But over time, with modern farming practices, pesticides, and overuse of soil, that magnesium has been stripped away. Today, the spinach you eat or the beans you buy may look the same as they did 50 years ago, but the mineral content inside them is dramatically lower. This means even if you eat what seems like a healthy diet, you may still not be getting the magnesium your body needs. Second, as we age, our ability to absorb magnesium decreases. The digestive system doesn't work quite as efficiently. The stomach acid needed to break down minerals is often lower, and medications that many seniors take can interfere with magnesium absorption. Common drugs such as diuretics, which are used for blood pressure, or proton pump inhibitors, which are used for acid reflux, actually deplete magnesium from the body. So while you may be eating a good meal, your body may not be absorbing the very nutrient it needs most. Third, lifestyle habits also play a role. Caffeine, sugar, alcohol, and processed foods all reduce magnesium levels. And let's be honest, these things sneak into many people's diets every day. A cup of coffee here, a sweet treat there, a little processed food when life gets busy, and over time the magnesium tank in your body runs lower and lower. Add stress on top of that, which burns through magnesium even faster, and you have a recipe for chronic deficiency. Now let me tell you what happens when magnesium runs low in the body. Your muscles begin to weaken because they can't relax and contract properly. That leads to stiffness, tightness, and painful cramps. Your nervous system becomes overstimulated, which leads to anxiety, irritability, and poor sleep. Your heart rhythm can be affected, your blood pressure can rise, and your bones can become more fragile because magnesium works alongside calcium and vitamin D to keep them strong. But here's something that really concerns me. When magnesium is low, the body struggles to produce energy at the cellular level. That means your mitochondria, the little batteries inside your cells, are starving. And when the mitochondria don't have enough magnesium, you feel tired no matter how much you rest. That fatigue robs you of motivation. You don't feel like exercising. You don't feel like cooking healthy meals. And the cycle continues downward. That's why magnesium deficiency can accelerate aging more than almost anything else. The statistics are alarming. Research shows that the majority of adults in the United States and across the world do not meet the recommended daily intake of magnesium, and among seniors that number is even higher. Some studies suggest that as many as 70 to 80% of older adults are deficient. That means most people over 60 walking around today are living with muscles that are weaker than they should be, bones that are more fragile than they need to be, and energy that is lower than it has to be, all because they are missing this one simple mineral. But I don't share this to scare you. I share this to wake you up, because the beautiful truth is this: magnesium deficiency is one of the easiest problems to fix. You don't need expensive treatments. You don't need complicated prescriptions. You need awareness, and you need to take simple steps every day to replenish what your body is lacking. Start by adding magnesium-rich foods to your plate. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, seeds like pumpkin and sunflower, nuts like almonds and cashews, legumes like black beans and lentils, and even a small square of dark chocolate. All of these are packed with magnesium. These foods are not just fuel, they are medicine for your muscles, your heart, your brain, and your bones. For many people, food alone may not be enough, especially if absorption is an issue or if medications are depleting magnesium. In those cases, supplements can play a role. Magnesium citrate, magnesium glycinate, and magnesium malate are forms that are well absorbed and gentle on the stomach. Always talk to your healthcare provider first, but know that adding the right form of magnesium can transform the way you feel in just a few weeks. Imagine this: you wake up in the morning without that dull ache in your legs. You go for a walk and feel light on your feet. You lay down at night and sleep soundly without tossing, turning, or cramping. Your energy is steady, your mind feels calmer, and your body feels stronger. That's not just wishful thinking. That's what happens when your magnesium levels return to where they should be. So if you're over 60, I encourage you to take this seriously. Don't assume that weakness, fatigue, or poor sleep is just part of getting old. In many cases, it's simply your body crying out for magnesium. And when you answer that call, your body responds in miraculous ways. Remember, my friends, your body is always trying to heal. It wants to be strong. It wants to be vibrant. It wants to serve you well into your later years. All you have to do is give it the tools it needs. And magnesium is one of the most powerful tools you can give. Stay strong, stay positive, and may good health always be with you. My friends, when it comes to building strong muscles, protecting your bones, keeping your heart healthy, and fueling your energy, nature has already given us the solution. The body was never designed to rely on bottles of pills or artificial stimulants. The body was designed to thrive on the gifts of the earth. And one of the greatest gifts nature provides us is magnesium-rich foods. The beautiful thing about magnesium is that it's not hidden away in something rare or exotic. It's right there in everyday foods that you can find in your kitchen, your garden, or your local grocery store. The problem is most people don't realize just how powerful these foods are, or they don't eat enough of them to make a difference. But once you understand the healing power inside these foods, you'll never look at them the same way again. Let's start with one of the richest sources of magnesium, dark leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, these are true superfoods. When you eat a plate of spinach, you're not just feeding your stomach, you're feeding your cells. You're giving your muscles the mineral they need to contract and relax smoothly. You're giving your heart the support it needs to beat steadily. And you're giving your bones the strength they need to stay firm and unbreakable. Many people think calcium is the only mineral for bones, but magnesium is just as important because it helps direct calcium into the bones where it belongs instead of letting it clog up the arteries where it causes damage. So the next time you see a bunch of fresh greens, don't pass them by. They are one of nature's best medicines. Seeds are another incredible source of magnesium, and they are tiny powerhouses. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, chia seeds, just a small handful can give you a big boost of this mineral. Pumpkin seeds in particular are among the highest sources of magnesium on the planet. I always recommend seniors keep a small jar of pumpkin seeds in the kitchen, sprinkle them on salads, blend them into smoothies, or just snack on them throughout the day. You'll be amazed how something so simple can strengthen your body from the inside out. Nuts are another gift from nature. Almonds, cashews, and Brazil nuts are loaded with magnesium, along with healthy fats that protect your heart and brain. A small handful of nuts each day can be one of the best health investments you'll ever make. They're portable, they're satisfying, and they stabilize your blood sugar so you don't get those energy crashes that leave you feeling drained. And when your blood sugar is stable, your muscles perform better, your energy is steadier, and your mood is calmer. Legumes are another wonderful source. Black beans, lentils, chickpeas, kidney beans. These are humble foods, but they are loaded with magnesium, protein, and fiber. For seniors, this combination is gold. The protein helps rebuild muscle, the fiber supports healthy digestion, and the magnesium fuels your energy and keeps your nervous system calm. You can make soups, stews, or salads with beans, and you'll be giving your body the minerals it desperately craves. And let's not forget about avocados. This creamy, delicious fruit is rich in magnesium as well as potassium and healthy fats. Together, these nutrients support your heart, your muscles, and your brain. When you spread avocado on toast, slice it into a salad, or blend it into a smoothie, you're giving your body a soothing, nourishing gift. Even whole grains, when chosen wisely, can be a good source of magnesium. Quinoa, brown rice, and oats all provide steady energy and valuable minerals. The key here is to avoid overly processed grains because refining strips away the magnesium-rich bran and germ. Stick to whole, unrefined grains and you'll keep the mineral content intact. Now I know you'll love this next one, dark chocolate. Yes, believe it or not, dark chocolate is one of the richest sources of magnesium. Of course, I'm not talking about milk chocolate filled with sugar. I'm talking about real dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher. A small square a day not only satisfies your taste buds, but also feeds your muscles, your heart, and your brain. That's why so many people notice their mood improves when they eat a little dark chocolate. It's not just the taste, it's the magnesium working inside your nervous system, calming you, relaxing you, and giving your brain what it needs. These foods are simple, affordable, and widely available. You don't need fancy powders or expensive supplements to get magnesium. You can find it in the produce aisle, in the bulk bins, or in your own pantry. The challenge is not availability, it's consistency. Many people eat these foods occasionally, but the key is to make them part of your daily routine. Magnesium works best when it's supplied steadily, not just once in a while. I always tell people, make magnesium-rich foods the foundation of your meals. Add a handful of spinach to your morning eggs. Sprinkle pumpkin seeds on your salad at lunch. Snack on a small handful of almonds in the afternoon. Add black beans to your dinner and finish with a square of dark chocolate. This isn't complicated and it isn't about deprivation. It's about nourishment. It's about giving your body what it has been missing. And here's something beautiful. When you start eating these foods regularly, you don't just feel better physically, you begin to crave healthier foods naturally. Your body knows what it needs, and when you give it the right fuel, it responds with energy, with strength, and with gratitude. Remember, my friends, your body is like a garden. If you want it to thrive, you have to nourish it with the right soil, the right water, and the right nutrients. Magnesium-rich foods are the fertilizer that keeps your garden growing strong. They protect you from the weakness, fatigue, and decline that so many people think are just part of aging, but they're not. They are the result of neglect. And the opposite, strength, energy, vitality, are the result of nourishment. So don't underestimate the power of these simple foods. They may not come in flashy packages, but they hold the secret to rebuilding your muscles, calming your nerves, and restoring your energy. And the best part, they taste good, they feel good, and they bring life back into your body with every bite. Stay strong, stay positive, and may good health always be with you. My friends, I want you to understand something very important. When it comes to rebuilding your muscles and regaining your strength after 60, there is no single magic pill, no single food, no single mineral that will do all the work. Yes, magnesium is critical. Yes, protein is vital, but your body is much smarter than that. Your body was designed to thrive when everything works together. That's why I always say health is about a holistic approach. It's not just what you eat, it's not just how you move, and it's not just how much water you drink. It's the combination of all of these working in harmony that allows your body to heal, to grow, and to feel alive again. Let's start with diet. Food is the foundation of everything. The old saying, "You are what you eat," is more true than most people realize. Every cell in your body, every muscle fiber, every drop of energy is built from the foods you put into your mouth. If you feed your body processed junk loaded with sugar and chemicals, your cells are weak, your muscles struggle to repair, and your energy becomes unstable. But when you nourish your body with whole foods, vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, healthy fats, and magnesium-rich seeds and greens, you are giving your body the tools it needs to rebuild itself. Think of your muscles as a construction project. If you don't provide bricks, cement, and wood, how can you expect a house to stand tall? Protein is the brick, magnesium is the cement, and the vitamins and minerals and whole foods are the nails and beams that hold everything together. Without them, the structure crumbles. With them, the body rebuilds stronger than ever. That's why nutrition is the very first step in a holistic approach. But nutrition alone isn't enough. You must also move your body. Resistance exercise, even in its simplest form, is one of the most powerful ways to fight sarcopenia and rebuild muscle. And let me tell you this, you don't need to be lifting heavy weights in a gym to make a difference. Your body is an incredible tool, and even simple exercises like squats, wall push-ups, light resistance bands, or carrying groceries can stimulate your muscles to grow stronger. Here's how it works when you challenge your muscles even just a little. You create tiny microscopic tears in the muscle fibers. Your body then repairs those tears, and in doing so, the muscles become stronger and more resilient. This is how you fight back against sarcopenia. But the key is consistency. You don't need hours of exercise, you just need to move your body every day. 10 to 20 minutes of resistance exercise a few times a week can transform your strength, your balance, and your independence. And here's something beautiful. You are never too old to start. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s pick up a simple resistance routine, and within weeks they are standing taller, walking steadier, and feeling more confident. The human body has an amazing ability to adapt at any age as long as you give it the right challenge and the right fuel. Now let's talk about hydration, because this is another piece of the holistic puzzle that many people overlook. Water is life. Your muscles are nearly 75% water. Your cells rely on water to transport nutrients, to flush out toxins, and to produce energy. If you are dehydrated, even just slightly, your muscles become weaker, your joints become stiffer, and your energy crashes. Many people mistake fatigue, dizziness, or weakness for aging, when in reality, it is simply dehydration. As we age, our sense of thirst becomes less sharp, which means many seniors don't realize they're dehydrated until the symptoms appear. That's why it's so important to drink water regularly throughout the day, not just when you feel thirsty. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses a day, more if you're active or live in a hot climate. And remember, hydration doesn't come from water alone. Fruits and vegetables like cucumbers, melons, and oranges also contribute to your fluid intake while giving you valuable vitamins and minerals. Now imagine this holistic picture coming together. You start your day with a glass of water and a breakfast rich in protein and magnesium, maybe scrambled eggs with spinach and a side of avocado. Later you go for a walk, carrying a small pair of hand weights or using a resistance band to challenge your muscles. At lunch, you enjoy a colorful salad topped with beans and pumpkin seeds. You sip water throughout the afternoon and snack on a handful of almonds. In the evening, you prepare a dinner of salmon, quinoa, and steamed vegetables. Before bed, you stretch gently, breathe deeply, and allow your body to relax. When you live this way consistently, your body begins to transform. Your muscles grow stronger, your energy stabilizes, your sleep improves, and your mood lifts. You're no longer just surviving each day, you're thriving. You're moving with confidence, you're standing tall, and you're reclaiming the vitality that aging tried to take from you. This is the holistic approach. Every piece working together like instruments in an orchestra. Food provides the raw materials, resistance exercise stimulates growth, and hydration keeps the system running smoothly. And when you combine these with rest, positivity, and purpose, you create harmony inside your body. I want you to remember something very important. Health is not about perfection, it's about consistency. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Start small. Add 1 magnesium-rich food today. Do 10 minutes of light resistance exercise tomorrow. Drink an extra glass of water in the afternoon. Each small step builds upon the last, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. My friends, your body is resilient. It wants to heal, it wants to grow, and it wants to stay strong for you, but it needs your help. Don't wait until weakness or illness forces you to take action. Start today with simple, consistent steps. Nourish your body with real food, challenge your muscles with gentle resistance, and keep yourself hydrated with pure, clean water. This is how you rebuild muscle naturally. This is how you reclaim your independence, and this is how you stay strong and vibrant well into your later years. You have the power, you have the tools, and you have the choice. Stay strong, stay positive, and may good health always be with you.